Good morning. Welcome back to the Free Spirit Tarot. I am Poetry. This reading here is actually a bonus reading that is extended over from yesterday's pick a card reading. When I went through group one, this is the individuals who chose the Lapis Lazuli. Also, they may have chosen by being an Aries, a Sagittarius, a Libra, or a Taurus. And during that reading, I had brought up that I felt somebody was grieving. And it kind of stuck with me after I finished the pick a card recording. And I didn't go back to it. I mainly focused on the topic that stood out to me the most, which was the relationship. But because I've been thinking about it all night, I felt that I need to bring these cards back and specifically talk towards the grieving. I identified that I believe someone had passed, someone was grieving, and they may not necessarily be for the same reason or same situation, because I am sensing these are multiple events that are dealing with grieving or dealing with passing of some sort. So, in passing, I mean death of some sort. So I wanted to bring those cards back. And then may possibly, depending on how long this video runs, whether or not I would do a Kipper reading as well. I'm not sure who this message is specifically for. They may not even have watched the video yesterday yet. It may be something that they pick up further down the line, because I try to say that all these readings are timeless. They could be placed in your life exactly when you need them, or you may recall them at a later date exactly when you need it. But I'm going to go through these cards again, and we're going to address the grief and the death that I saw in the cards yesterday. And I'll insert what I said yesterday briefly here. And then we'll continue on. I'm also sensing that somewhere in this group that somebody has just recently passed on, and there is a gathering, either a funeral service, a memorial service, or this may be a remembrance service or a vigil of some sort. I'm also seeing that. I'm seeing that you are surrounded by a lot of people that is going to help you out through this situation. And then we'll continue on with the reading of a fellow breakdown. So if you watched that video, if you have not, again, this was for the Lapis Lazuli, persons who pick group one, and persons who are Aries, Sagittarius, Libra, or Taurus. And I'm going to say this is your sun sign or your rising sign, because there's a lot of emotion that is being played in here, or your moon sign. There's a lot of emotion being placed here about how you're feeling. So probably specifically moon signs, but your initial sun sign may play a factor in this as well. So when I spoke on the Lapis Lazuli yesterday, I said it's dealing with intuition, your wisdom, and your third eye. But what I did not bring up also is that the Lapis Lazuli is also dealing with, when in relation to grief, in relation to death, it represents a peaceful transformation into the afterlife. So if you have lost somebody, in respect to these cards of the reading that I was bringing up, just know that that person had a peaceful transfer into the afterlife, even though they may not have had a peaceful death. But the transfer itself of the spirit into the afterlife is what is at peace. This also deals with the third eye chakra, which also again speaks towards light and that transition again. It also speaks towards the intuition, the insight, and the wisdom. So this person that you may be grieving has ascended. into a more peaceful place in mind. So the cards that were laid out before us yesterday was the Three of Bridges, emulate. What I'm gathering here from this card, that this is possibly someone that you were very close to, as like a soulmate. You usually didn't see you without the other person. It may very well be a twin that has passed on. But it's somebody that you two were like peas in the pods, whether it be a friendship, whether it be a sibling, whether it be in a relationship. That's what I'm seeing here. And there's a bridge that was between you that was so connected that you are still feeling this person's passing after time has passed. This could be something that happened in a recent situation, which I'm not really gathering. Like recent, when I say recent, within the last 30 days, I'm not gathering it, although it could be. This is somebody that you maybe have grieved over a long period of time. And each time the anniversary of their death or passing comes around, you feel it deeply in your spirit. Okay. You feel somewhat guilty about it as well, is what I'm seeing. Maybe you were with the person when it happened, or you feel like you should have been with the person when it happened. This also could just be an actual pet that you may be grieving. I'm picking that up with the Chariot card. It may very well be an actual pet that you're grieving, that you've lost. Sometimes our pets feel like family. You never see one without the other. I know personally, for me and my dog acts just like me. We are two peas in a pod. My cat and my daughter, they act just alike. They lounge on the couch the same way. They wake up around the same time. When she moves, it moves. Same with my dog. My dog, I knew I snored because my dog started snoring. That type of situation. So it may very well be a pet that I'm sensing here as well. People grieve a lot of different things, a lot of different ways. I'm not sensing a loss of material items. I am indeed sensing a loss of a specific person or animal in this situation. Okay. But with this, their transition over to better days, a more peaceful transition is happening here. And that's why this Chariot is going into the Ten of Pentacles card. They have that peaceful transition that we spoke of with the lapis lazuli. And you see that in my stone that there's a crack down the middle. You feel like there's a hole in your heart. A piece of you is gone, a piece of you is missing. And I'm sensing with the survivor card that you're probably having survivor's remorse. That's what I'm seeing with the survivor's card, that you may be possibly having survivor's remorse. And indeed, it may have been somebody that is an ex. And you're wondering if you're ever going to speak to that person again. Even if they're not an ex, you're still wondering if you're ever going to speak to that person again. You're wondering if you're going to be able to connect with their soul from the afterlife. You're hoping that somebody returns to you from a past. You may be seeking out tarot card readers. You may be seeking out palmistry, mediums, or even not even specifically seeking out specific ones, but watching a lot of YouTube videos or TV shows that deal with connecting with exes or connecting with someone who has passed on, and you wanting to connect with them because you having survivor's remorse. You feel guilty that you are still here without them. I'm sensing that this person did not have a bad health situation. I'm sensing that they did not die alone. I don't sense that. There may not have been an official service for them. Yesterday I mentioned there may have been a funeral gathering, a vigil, or remembrance, and I see more of a vigil or a remembrance memorial service happening over than a big grand funeral. It may have happened around Christmas time, and maybe this is why this card came out this way, or a holiday season, or the person may have just loved a specific holiday season, but there was no formal service that was had. And it's I keep I feel like I'm skipping over the pause, but I'm not skipping over the pause. You're alone. This is the isolation that's being felt. And like you're trying to move on, you're trying to enjoy some of the things that you guys used to enjoy together with this courtship card or with this Three of Cup cards. You're trying to enjoy things that you guys used to enjoy together, but it's not working right now. You're forcing yourself to be out there. But again, the same as I said yesterday, there is still support around you to help you through these days, through this time, through this season, especially with the holiday seasons rapidly approaching us, Thanksgiving and Christmas. People are probably really starting to feel the loss of that loved one, whether it be a parent. And I mentioned yesterday too that the eyes of God are watching you. That's normally what's represented by the eyes and the peacock feather. And that rainbow is representing that transition, that chariot transition onto the Ten of Pentacles. This technically came out on the table prior to it, so that's why it would look. It is a peaceful transition. Of course, with this Five of Cups, like I said, there is grieving that is happening. And you should not be ashamed to grieve. You should allow yourself to feel all the feelings that you need to feel. The goal is not to dwell in that pain. Take your pause, take your time that you need in order to go through those emotions. Take the time that you need to go through that emotion. You feel like your days have just changed to rainy days. So this is a period in which you need to release. Rain normally represents release, but rain can also bring a cleansing to you. And it's something that you need to feel, that you need to go through. Just don't dwell there, is what we're trying to get you to do, is not to dwell in that. Because again, like I said, with this one is saying the support is all around you. The Three of Cups, the support is all around you. The support is around you, physically seeing around you. Even with the courtship card, because the courtship card normally represents a meeting. It could be that somebody is courting you. When I sense loved one, I'm not sensing strongly that this is about someone that you had planned on marrying. Maybe you could have seen yourself marrying them down the road. Sometimes best friends or people that you look at. Sometimes women even look at their father figure. You want a man just like that person. And I think I'm feeling that more than an actual relationship. But it could be a possibility that it's somebody that you had in your heart, in your mind, that you may wanted to marry one day down the road. And that is the person that you lost. But I'm feeling this more of a parental style. Even young men may think that they want to find a woman like their mother. And so they feel like that connection is lost. That they may have lost a parent, may have lost both parents, is what I'm showing here too. you're an ex-person, an ex-friend, an ex-boyfriend. I'm not saying an ex-girlfriend, but an ex-boyfriend or ex-friend may be coming to console you, or maybe the person that is giving you the advice and the support that you need to help carry you through this time. They may have been the person that was around you when the person or animal that you lost happened. So maybe this is something from like 3 years ago. I don't know why the number 3 jumped out at me, but something from 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 months ago. With either within 3 to 5 years or 3 to 5 months, is what I'm saying. But the number 3 is what's sticking out to me the most. Maybe it's somebody that you were around during that time, that you possibly haven't spoken to in a long time. Not saying that they necessarily your ex, but I'm sensing it's somebody that is no longer currently active in your life for whatever reason. And that's the person that will reach out to you during this moment, this grieving moment. Like I said, whether this grieving moment is happening right now or something that's going to come up around the holidays, but you're going to have a person that was part of your life at that time, be it a friendship or an ex in a relationship sense, that is going to be some sort of strength for you in this time. But yeah, I still sense a very safe transition, a very peaceful transition. They are amongst others that have passed on before them. Have you seen the movie Coco? And in the movie Coco, they have members of your family are waiting for you to arrive in the afterlife, so you could join together. That's what I'm sensing here. If you believe in the afterlife, um, then find comfort that they are amongst family members who have passed on before them. I'm trying to make sure I'm touching on everything that I'm supposed to, because again, I slept on this. I barely slept on this. It was just on my mind heavy last night after I posted that video. And I realized that I didn't speak towards this at all. I brought it up. There is at least one or two of you that is dealing with a twin situation, or somebody that resembles you so much in character or in visual appeal, that is transitioning on, leaving you alone. Just know that feeling of loneliness, you're still surrounded by others who care for and about you to help you through this time. Sometimes I don't read, I normally don't read cards in reverse, even if they're upside down. I still read them just as I read them, but not necessarily, saying this is the negative or I'm pulling out the opposition. It's just that when I see these two particular cards, um, like I said, they're very well, maybe somebody that's dealing with a health situation. Make as many memories with them as possible, so that way you can take them or carry them with you in the present. Sometimes you feel like you forget about who people were, and that scares you about losing the memory of that person. So take as many pictures as possible. Document your life, your love for them. And see, this one right here, I was stating last night that I feel like you had a friend by your side that's helping you with the situation in regards to the death and or grief. I see this as a fear of yourself, that when you go, that when you pass, you're afraid that someone may not be there for you. They will be. I didn't get any of that before about your own health or your own passing that you are dealing with in your mind. This is all what you're thinking and feeling. It may not be something physical that you're actually going through, but it could very well be a person that is going through a bad health situation, because I'm getting it now. I'm starting to gather that now. It's coming up now. This person has been a survivor. Maybe you are a person that's dealing with cancer. Someone is dealing with maybe not cancer, but kidney failure. Someone that's dealing with a problem with their thyroids, their pancreas. If it is cancer, it's something along the adrenal glands, but it could be just kidney failure that you could be dealing with. Maybe you haven't shared it with your loved ones yet. Maybe you're trying to isolate yourself from those other people. Maybe this is hereditary. You're in the early stages of it, which is what this courtship card is representing. You're in the early stages of whatever this health issue may be. You don't want to share it with people. So I wasn't picking this up at first. If you're no longer in the early stages and you're at the end, you need emotional strength to help carry you through this time. You can lean on those friends, share with them. They'll be there for you. It's not going to be a pity party. It's going to be genuine, true support to help you through this time. You may come out of it a better person. It may not necessarily mean death in your case. It could just be a trying time is approaching you. And you're struggling with how you're going to maneuver, how you're going to order your own steps through this process. You don't have to be alone in this. Those loved ones are around you. Those loved ones are around you. You don't have to be alone in the process. You can still date someone. Maybe you met somebody new and you're trying to push them off. You're trying to make them an ex. Trying to send them away because you don't want them to have to deal with your health. That person is a ride or die, for lack of a better term. Again, this is for the extension on Group 1's video yesterday for Aries, Sagittarius, Libra, and Taurus. And if you didn't see that video yesterday, again, I do have keywords on the back of these zodiac signs. We have courageous. This is a time for you to be delivering your courage, going through this moment. To be optimistic about any health concerns that you may have. Be optimistic about it, that you can survive it. Somebody that's going to be charming. Somebody's going to make you smile. Trustworthy friends that you could talk to. Whether you are going through the health situation, whether you are dealing with the loss of someone, whether you are just battling with your grief in this time. There are people that will reach out to you or that you could lean on as well. And just keep making memories. that your loved ones can share with you in the present life if you are transitioning into the afterlife, or if that person is transitioning and you are the one who is dealing with the person that has passed or may be stricken with bad health. You may be that beacon of light for that person. All right, you guys. I said at the beginning of this video I was going to debate on whether I was going to do Kipper cards as well. Let me place these back how they were so I can get an actual shot of the cards for you guys. Thank you for coming back to this video. Thank you for coming back to this channel. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Like the video to let me know if you like being here around this channel, and go around the different videos that we may have. There's pick a card readings, there's deck unveilings, there's set intentions where we set our own intentions for the week. And this is the first time I've actually been called to come back to do a second reading on the cards that I've already displayed, because I felt it heavy on my heart that I needed to speak towards this matter again. Like I said, I've been dealing with my own throat chakra myself. But this is definitely, and maybe this is what's going to help me through that process as well. All right. You guys have a good day. And I hope this message brings you peace and comfort to know that whoever is in this situation, whether it be you as the party who is dealing with your health or maybe passing on, or you're dealing with the grief or loss of a loved one or a pet, that peace is there for you. There will be despite the way you died or the way that they may have died, may have been painful, that transition is what is peaceful. That transition into the afterlife, they are at peace now. All right. Thank you for watching. Have a good day, you guys. Bye.